Welcome back. We are live. So today we have a new article to look at, a psychology article, and I actually want to post the link to this article. Let's see, where is a convenient place? Let's see, no comments yet. Oh, I guess I can put it in the comments. There we go. Okay. So we have the article posted there. Wonderful. Then I'm going to do a screen share. So let's do this. Screen share. Here we are. And we'll get started. I can move. I don't know where I had this last time. So if I'm looking here, if I'm looking here, I guess I could put it maybe like that. That's fine. That way I'm looking here, looking up here. That looks great. That looks great. But I'm also, let's see, how can I see the chat? All right, one second. I have to move, maybe go like this. And then we'll try that again with a screen share like that. Oh, and then okay, great. And then it went back like that. Okay, wonderful. All right. So this week, we're following the same process like we've done in weeks past. We've got a new article, and we are going to use our method of approaching this article, looking for the main idea, looking for the forest as opposed to the trees. We don't want to get lost in the trees, but keep our eyes on the forest. So this is an article from Psychology Today, and it is not nearly as long. So let's see. I think it's only 2 pages. It's just 2 pages. That's it. Okay. So we will begin, as we always do, just by starting with a title and understanding what we can from the title, and then making guesses about what we think we will be learning in this article, and then move forward from there. So let's see. Let's take a look at this title. So here we go. In judging others, warmth trumps competence. But should it? One's intent is more important than their ability to accomplish their intent. Okay, so it helps to know that this is from Psychology Today, so it kind of helps us be thinking about what kind of things here. So we've got this, this whole title here. Okay, so in judging others, that's a pretty straightforward concept here. We're dealing with psychology, we're dealing with relationships. So this has to do with making judgments about others. Fine, that's fine. But what about this part right here? Warmth trumps competence. So this is an interesting thing, because this word here is a verb. So warmth, subject, trumps competence. Interesting. All right, well, let's just break it down. Warmth. what is the meaning of warmth in this context? In this context, again, because we're dealing with psychology, this is going to be how warm and pleasant someone is, as opposed to them being maybe cold and unwelcoming. So we can talk about a person's personality, having a warm personality, or a cold or a cool personality. And warm, when we talk about someone having a warm personality, this is, I want to say, always a positive thing. It's always a positive thing. Someone has a warm personality, what they're welcoming. And if someone has a cold personality, they're not welcoming. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's always a negative thing. In English and in slang, and a lot in the United States, we use the word cool to say if we like something. But the word cool, to call something cool, had to do with this idea of being, we could say, like, maybe you've heard this phrase, calm under pressure, which means that even if things get difficult, or things get intense, you stay relaxed, you stay calm, you stay in control, you stay cool. And this idea of being cool is a very positive thing, right? It's a positive thing. So it depends, but if someone is said to have a cold personality, then that would be the opposite of welcome, something unwelcoming. Okay, so here, this word warmth has to do with a welcoming, a pleasant personality. All right, so there we have warmth. So in judging others, warmth. So in judging here, we're making, we meet somebody and we make a judgment about, do we like them? Do we not like them? Do we trust them? Do we, not trust them? What do we feel about other people? So in judging others, warmth trumps competence. Okay, so now we have this verb, trump. So to trump, this has nothing to do with politics or ex-presidents at all. We are going to, let's see here. I want to pull a dictionary up. Here's Cambridge. I'm going to put in the word trump. Okay, so this is the noun, and we want to, this is a verb use. So we want to come down here to the verb, trump. All right, so I see two main definitions. This first one, which is the, I don't know if I should say the original definition or the definition that I guess we could say the source of this comes from playing cards. And it has to do with winning, having the strongest card, that you've got a card that's going to win or beat other people's cards. But that's not how we're using it here. So to beat someone or something by doing or producing something better. Here we have to be better than, or to have more importance or power than another person or thing. And then we have an example sentence. They operated on the assumption that money trumped everything. So it's something winning or being better or beating. So here we're talking about making a judgment. We're judging somebody, and we're saying that someone's welcoming personality, their welcoming personality wins over this word here, competence. Competence. What about the word competence? So we have this relationship that a warm personality wins against whatever this competence is. So let's look up competence. And you might have a guess, but we'll take a look here. Competence. Okay, so the ability to do something well. So skill, knowledge, ability. So the ability to do something well, an important skill needed to do a job, and that kind of thing. So a competent, which is the adjective, a competent person is someone who can do something well. They can do a good job. All right. So now we come back to this right here. So when judging other people, now we're not saying that this is good or bad. We're just saying that this seems to be, again, we're looking at psychology, right? We're looking at maybe a tendency. This is what people tend to do. That if we have a contest between people having a warm and welcoming personality versus their ability to do something, to have a skill, to have an ability, that in this contest, warmth wins. Okay? So that's all of this in this little phrase here. Warmth trumps competence. So you meet somebody. This is the idea. The idea is this. When you meet someone that, according to this first sentence here, I'm not saying it's good or bad or true or false, but according to this, when you meet someone that the tendency is to judge them not based on their ability or skill, but how warm, welcome, or friendly. Use the word, that's probably a word I should have used, friendly, right? So that if we have this, friendly, if we have this choice between someone who's friendly and someone who's skillful, then that's the tendency. So think about this. Think about if you are hiring someone to do a job for you. Let's say you have a problem in your home with, I don't know, plumbing. What I mean by plumbing, what's plumbing? So your water, your pipes, something breaks, your shower, your sink, something like that is broken, right? And you need to hire someone to fix whatever the issue is. And there are two possible plumbers. You have a plumber who is friendly, and you have a plumber who is not friendly, but the not friendly plumber is much more skillful, can do a better job, or he or she can do a better job at fixing the problem. Who would you hire? Would you hire the friendly plumber, the one maybe not as skillful but friendly, or the one who is less friendly but more skillful? That's the idea. Now, according to this, our tendency would be to hire the plumber who is more friendly but less skillful. Wow. And so that brings us to this part here. But should it? So this is a question, right? Should our tendency be to judge the friendly person more positively than the skillful person? In fact, I think about here in the United States about voting for a politician. Do we tend to vote for a politician who seems to be friendly, or one that seems to have the skills for the job? It's an interesting question. But according to this, again, we're looking at this as Psychology Today, We're not saying if this is necessarily good or bad, that this seems to be a tendency. Okay. Wow. So that's a lot of talking just on this title. So we can make a little bit of a guess that the contents of this. Yeah. So here we go. Here's the same thing: warmth versus competence. So versus, right, just meaning against, having a conflict, having a battle here. Which one should win? So it looks like that there is a questioning of this tendency. Should it be this way? Okay. All right. Oh, and then in some, so we have a conclusion. So we can skip to the end to see what the answer is if this person here thinks, when we're judging someone, which is more important, the friendliness or the skill or ability. Now I have a guess, right? The fact that the author says, but should it, suggests to me that maybe the author disagrees with this idea of Trump being of warmth trumping competence, of warmth being better or superior than competence. So, but it'll be interesting to see. Let's take a look at this secondary. Let's take a look at this the subtitle here. One's intent is more important than their ability to accomplish their intent. One's intent is more important than their ability to accomplish their intent. So key word here, intent. So one's intent, this is what we're going to say is more important than their ability to accomplish their intent. What do you think this means? What do you think they're saying? One's intent is more important than their ability to accomplish their intent. So let's take a look at the word intent. Intent. Okay, let's see. So actually, what part of speech, this is an adjective. We'll see, is this being used as an adjective? No. One's intent, their intent. So this is being used as a noun, right? It's being used as a noun. So let's, where is my dictionary? All right, so that's an adjective. There we go. There's our noun. Okay. The fact that you want and plan to do something. That you want and plan to do something. So it's, we also have the word intention. So what is your intent? What is your intention? Something that you intend or intended to do. The intention to do something. So it's like saying I want to do something. So one's intent is more important than, oh, this is interesting grammar here, than their ability to accomplish their intent. So we have this idea of good intentions, if you've heard of this idea of good intentions. In fact, there is a saying that we have, and it's something like this. The saying is like this: the road to hell. I'll go ahead and capitalize hell as a place. Doesn't have to be capitalized. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I believe that's how this expression goes. And so this expression is a warning. It's a warning. It's saying, look, this is dangerous, that just because you want to do something that's good, or you have the intention of doing something good, that is not enough. So this is a warning. This is a danger. Interesting. But it seems in psychology, when we are judging others, that we do give more weight to good intentions than to skills or abilities. So if I put here on so we're judging here, so I'm going to put skills and abilities over here, and we have good intentions, friendliness, something like that. Friendliness. And that when we're judging, I'm going to make a scale here like this. Look at my awesome scale. Look at that. It's amazing. I don't know how to really make a good scale here. Like boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's my awesome scale. All right. So that when we're judging others, that the tendency is to give more weight to the good intentions and friendliness than to the skills and abilities. Interesting. Could be a problem. All right, fine. So that's good for the title and the subtitle. Next, what I want to do is, now we're just going to look at the first paragraph, and then we're going to skip and look at the last paragraph and see if we can't get an idea of where this author is going. We have a guess. I mean, I have my guess that I think that he is going to say that maybe that this tendency is not the best thing. That's what I'm guessing he's going to say. But I don't know. I might be surprised. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first paragraph here. Okay. When appraising people, what do you look for? What features of someone's presence factor most heavily in your judgment of them? Converging research findings from multiple lines of inquiry have pointed to two prominent dimensions used to making judgments of other individuals and groups. The first is called warmth, and it refers to one's appraised intent and disposition, their trustworthiness and sociability. Are they friendly? The second is called competence, and it refers to our appraisal of another's abilities, their agency, their capabilities to carry out their intents. Similar dimensions have been shown to guide our appraisal of animals and robots. Okay, so this is our first paragraph. And so a lot of repeated language here from our title and our secondary title, but there is a key word introduced that I want to talk about, and it's this word right here. We have appraising, appraised, intent, appraisal. So look at that. So we've got these words over and over again. And I'll just say that the word appraisal and appraising here is just being used as a synonym for judgment, making judgments. So and we have judgment here as well. So judging judgments. I thought there's another. Okay, no, maybe not. All right, let's take a look at appraisal, or just to appraise. Appraise. Okay, so to examine someone or something in order to judge his or her or its qualities, success, or needs. So basically to judge, judgment, pass judgment. All right, a synonym for judgment. Is it good? Is it bad? Can we trust it? Can we trust him? Can we trust her? That kind of thing. All right. And think about that. Think about that. When you meet someone for the first time, how do you appraise them? How do you judge them? How do you value if this is a person? And of course, it depends, right? If you're hiring someone to do a job at your home, that's going to be different than if you're going out on a date or to a party or a movie or something like that. It's going to be different, but let's take a look here. So let's see, what features of someone's presence factor most heavily in your judgment of them? So it looks to me like that this first paragraph doesn't give us any kind of, it doesn't answer the question at all that's presented here. All it does is kind of repeat the title just by introducing the two ideas, right? So we have, are they friendly, right? Are they friendly, or are they able to do or have the ability to carry out, whatever their plans are? So again, it just comes right back down to this scale here, right? This idea right here. Which is it going to be? How are you going to weigh this? Skills and abilities versus good intentions and friendliness. All right, great. So that is this first paragraph. Other vocabulary in there, pretty interesting, but that's just the main idea. And in fact, we could just say, how, and does it verging pointed to prominent dimensions. All right, it's just saying that these are the ways that we judge people. Okay, great. So two ways, two dimensions, right? Two prominent dimensions, two ways. Great. Now what I want to do is go to the end of the article, and we're going to see, I want to come to that one too. All right, so this is in sum, or in summary. And let's see, I think I'm going to cheat and just do this last one. We'll probably have to come back and look at that one as well, but let's just look at this very last one. Who knows? Maybe we can have an answer. We can guess what the answer is based on this. All right. An interesting question yet to be answered by research is whether the same calculus makes sense today. In our complex technological world, differences in competence may be just as large and consequential as differences in warmth within a population of potential partners, and perhaps as enduring and generalizable within a given relationship. Patently privileging warmth may prove problematic under these conditions. It's time to recalibrate. Is it time? Is it time to recalibrate our assessments? Science is on the case. ... Look at that. Okay. Well, interesting. So there is something mentioned the same calculus, same as what? I don't know. This is probably maybe in this section. I'm not sure. So I don't understand exactly everything that's being talked about. However, we can see that our author does not give us a final conclusion. When it says science is on the case, what does this mean? Science is on the case. What does this mean? Science is on the case. Maybe you have heard of famous detectives like Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a detective. If you've seen any shows or movies or read any Sherlock Holmes, on the case here, it's like a crime or a mystery or something to be solved or discovered. So here, science is on the case. It's saying that science is working on answering this question. So here we've reached the end of the article and we do not have a final answer. There is some question that still remains. So that's interesting to notice. We don't have a final answer. We also see that in this final paragraph, excuse me, potential partners, warmth within a population. So this is something about society, maybe something about, it could be about finding friends, but potential partners suggest something more romantic, something more like finding a wife or husband, and about how you're going to judge that person in, say, a dating situation. But interesting. So I guess the other, there's a lot here. There's a lot here in terms of vocabulary, and it'd be good to take the time to really look at some of these vocabulary words. But this is an interesting sentence right here I'd like to focus on. Patently privileging warmth may prove problematic. A lot of P's here. Patently privileging, prove problematic. Patently privileging warmth may prove problematic under these conditions. All right. So here again, it seems to be, so we have warmth, as we've discussed, and then problematic, meaning it causes a problem or is a problem or brings a problem into being. Patently privileging warmth may prove problematic. Under these conditions, what conditions? I'm not sure. I'm not sure here at the end of the article. Under these conditions, I'm not sure what complex technological world, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. Patently privileging warmth may prove problematic under these conditions. Patently privileging. All right, so let's take a look at those two words. So first of all, we have the word privilege. So let's look at privilege. Privilege. Okay, so an advantage that only one person or group of people has, usually because of their position or because they are rich. An opportunity to do something special or enjoyable. Again, about people who are rich, people have authority, an advantage to give something more importance than other things. All right. So here again, we have this judgment between warmth and competence. And so to privilege warmth means to put it in a position where it is winning or it has an advantage. And then the other word was patently, in a way that is clear, maybe obvious. Oh yeah, obvious. That's it. Just clear, obvious. So all we're saying here is that, kind of like from the title, that just giving warmth an obvious advantage, giving warmth a clear advantage may be a problem in these conditions. Again, I'm not entirely sure, but it does seem that the author is calling this into question. So this right here, skills and abilities, good intentions, and friendliness, that our tendency as humans, our tendency is to give more weight to good intentions and friendliness over skills and abilities. But this author seems to be suggesting that that might be a problem, that it is a problem that we do this. It is a problem that we favor good intentions and friendliness, that it may be a problem, but should it, calling this into question? Now, I would hope to see, by reading through this article carefully, that there is some kind of oh yeah, okay, good. So research, some kind of history, some kind of research, and we'll see. And actually, what I'd like to do right now is do just a quick skim of the article, as we've done in the past, where I give basically 30 seconds a page. Let's see, we could go like 30 seconds, maybe 30 seconds there, and 30 seconds there. So we'll do 2 minutes. So I'm going to set my phone is, and we're going to follow the technique of skimming, which again is not to read word by word, but to just let your eyes move around the page. And the goal here is just to look for main ideas. We don't care about the details, just to see what kind of information. Then we can make a judgment. We can appraise how much deeper we want to look into the article based on that. But the goal here is just to get a general idea of what's going on in this article. So let's do that now. I'm going to get my timer out, and we will. So it's going to be 2 minutes, and I'm just going to move it every 30 seconds. So yeah, that's good there. All right. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start right here. Okay, wonderful. So 30 seconds, just let your eyes race around, and then we'll discuss at the end of this 2 minutes. So please begin. Okay, next 30 seconds. It's going to move nice and quickly. All right, we're just going to keep moving. Just let your eyes race around. The goal here is not to understand everything, but just get a sense of what's going on in the article. Okay, last little section. Wow. Okay. Okay, so clearly that's not enough time to read it, obviously, and just even skimming it, we don't really have a lot of time to puzzle out some of these more difficult sentences. But I think it's enough to see that we see these talks about research. I saw something of, kind of general social things having to do with social, but so scholars, research. I saw Canadians mentioned for some reason. I don't know why. We talk about Canadians. Interesting. Okay, here we go. We have some kind of publication and some researchers mentioned. So that's interesting there. Again, so a report about that research. And I don't know, see the word relationships a lot. Relationship, which we would assume is important. Again, research here. And that's about it, really. So with that amount of time, we don't have a lot of to understand, okay, so what is the main idea of the research here? We're gonna have to look deeper into that. But pretty, I think for our prediction is pretty accurate that we're going to be looking at research. Okay, society too. I'm looking at things about maybe something social relationships, something we would expect to see in an article like this. Great. Yeah, I think that's good enough for today. In fact, I'm going to stop it right now. And but I think this is a good exercise. We've looked at some great vocabulary here. Now Trump as a verb. You can use Trump as a verb, and that's amusing, I think. All right, fine. Okay, so next week we're going to do a new topic, and let's see if I've got, sure I'm not missing any questions. Let me stop sharing here. And where is, where is, oh, here we go. Fine. Great. And wonderful. Okay, so good. No missed questions. And wonderful. Okay, great. So feel free during the week between now and the next webinar to post questions, and I'll do my best to get to those. It can be about the topic that we're discussing, the article we're discussing, or not. If you have a question related to English, related to academic vocabulary, anything like that, feel free to put that in the chat, and I will do my best to get to it and answer that for next week. Great. Okay, wonderful. I think that's it. Checking on here. Nope, that looks good. All right, so have a great week, and I will see you next time. So take care.